Roll my intro. Yeah. But on a serious note, I feel like I wanted to make this video, just kind of to like start like a little side project thing on my channel. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Like a RAZ speaks, or like a RAZ talks or something like that. I don't know. Just where like I share like my thoughts on like the world and just different aspects of life, or you maybe just like talk about like my own, you know, stories of like my life and stuff like that, you know. But yeah, I'm probably gonna, I want the theme of this video to be, I want the theme of this video to be something kind of motivations and like goals, or like tribulations, or I don't know, something like that. I guess I'll kind of just like go off of, I guess, my own, I guess, goals and stuff like that. I mean, I guess like a little background on me, I guess. Um, I'm a dude, in the middle of squat F nowhere. And you know, I've grown up living in not the best circumstances. I had to do a lot of things in my past that like I generally don't align with nowadays. I'm very much so trying to do better in a lot of aspects of my life, especially towards God. I've I'm I'm pretty religious when it comes to certain things. All glory to God. And you know, that's like a big thriving point in my life, honestly, if I'm being real. I push myself every day to try and do better. I guess for God, and you know, also for my family, my siblings, for the most part, because I don't really have a connection to a lot of the people in my family, besides from my siblings, and I have a lot of them, so that's, you know. But yeah, like I mostly just like I mean, I live with my older sister, and pretty much just me and her, you know, doing our thing. And I get the reason why I made this channel is, well, I mean, I made this channel, I want to say back in 2022 or 2023, but I didn't really post anything on here because it was one of those kind of like throwaway things that you just kind of do when like you're bored and like a kid. And at the time, I just kind of needed like an outlet, to like do like stupid stuff onto or towards, and you know, things like that, of that nature. But yeah, I mean, through my life, I've dealt with a lot of trials, and you know, I've been kicked down a lot, but I feel like the main thing that like always kind of kept me going was looking towards the future. And I feel like a lot of people will say, well, how can I look towards the future when right now it's just so bad? Or um what's something else that I hear a lot of people say about that? The future is only as good as my right now, or you know, I feel like a lot of people kind of stay stuck in their mindset of, oh, I'm in a bad spot right now, and I'm only going to ever be in this bad spot unless some sort of otherworldly power, helps or intervenes and helps me out to like do better or be in a better situation. And I feel like that's something that traps a lot of people um into a very bad place or mindset, that you just kind of become reliant on the possibility of something happening that you don't know will happen, and you're just fully putting your trust into that, and you're not taking any steps to actually progress in your life. And I feel like that's very anti progression. I feel like that cuts I feel like that cuts a lot of people down. And I can even say that there was a point in my life where I kind of did that, where I was saying, oh, well, like when I was just starting off with my manga, I used to always be like, oh, well, I'm just like posting like these like few little pieces of like art. Hopefully, one day like uh, I'll get noticed, or by somebody like really big, and like they'll put me on or do something. And it's like, you can't think like that, because if you do, then you're gonna use that as, you're gonna feel like that's the only way that you're ever going to get big, generally. And when you do that, you put yourself into a box. And when you put yourself into a box, it's very hard to open up a box that you personally have closed. Damn, that's really deep. At least I think so, because it's like, if you put yourself into a box and then you close it, then you're stuck inside, and the box is, like tape closed from the outside, and you can't, it's hard to like, it's damn near impossible to take yourself out of that box. um but yeah, that was something that I've personally experienced. So I have like personal rundowns with that mindset. I've had friends who have had that mindset. I've had family who have had that mindset, and it always ends up bad, because the reality of the fact is, if you don't put forward effort into making yourself, or into building up yourself into being what you want to be able to become, or doing better in life, you will fail. Because if you don't put effort into something, how can that even start? It's like comparing, it's like wanting to build a robot, and you don't even it's like wanting to build a robot, and you have all of the pieces, or you have some of the pieces, but you don't want to buy any of the other pieces, because you just want people to get them to you. You just ask people, oh, can you do this, can you give me this piece, can you do that? And then you ask people to give you the to build it for you, practically. You're asking them, oh, can you just like do this and build this for me? Can you do that part, and then I'll do this later? And it's like, at that point, if they choose to, they're the ones making, your creation. And then they're fully, you know, you know what I'm trying to say, right? Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I just feel like that mindset of is a very bad mindset to have. But motivation. Um, yeah. but yeah, like how it says the title of this video, probably gonna say like motivations and goals or something like that. I don't know. But I guess as far as motivation goes, my motivations, like how I was saying, mostly to do with God, and to make my siblings proud, make the people around me proud, but also to prove the people who put me down, make like prove them wrong. And that's like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like I love proving people wrong. Like proving people who didn't believe in me, who said I would never be able to do. I love doing it and then watching them being like, oh shit. Because it brings a sort of accomplishing feeling to you, you know? And I feel like that is very, I don't I don't know the exact word that I'm looking for. But yeah, you know, it gives you a very accomplished feeling because it's like they said you could never do this. They said you would fail. They said that you would never be able to do something that in their mind they couldn't do. And I feel like a lot of people who try and put other people down are stuck in that where it's like, if I can't do it, then how in the hell can they be able to do it? And that's a very negative way to think. And honestly, it's no good way to think about anything, really, if I'm being real. Um, but yeah. And then I guess I feel like never, I guess to a piece of advice, like never feel, or if anything, welcome the insults that people throw at you because then you can use that as motivation. Never let their words get to you because when you do, they comprehensively damn near control you now. And I feel like that's part of the reason why you shouldn't care what other people think um about you personally because when you do, you let them control you damn near. Like you let them control your train of thought, your train of mind, which is insane, you know. But that's something for another day. Um, but yeah, like I said, motivations and goals. I feel like having a motive to do what you do every day is very important. Which that sounds so generic, I know, but like it's so true because it's like sometimes you be waking up in the morning and you just want to like lay in your bed like and just waste away. And I've had days where I felt like that, but then it's like I feel like having discipline is very important when it comes to things like that because discipline really checks you in and it's like, hey nigga, what the hell you doing? Like you out here laying down like just not doing anything. You need to like be up making money, making ideas, being creative, like all sorts of things. And you know, I really value discipline and the discipline that God gives me and the discipline that I've learned from my mentors and from the people around me that instilled that into me at a young age. Um, but this video is kind of getting long, so I'm gonna try and wrap a few things up. I guess I want to try and like get into like my goals now since I've like talked a good bit about motivation and stuff like that. My main goals are like I've said before, my manga is my main thing that I'm working on. Camp O'Hara, it is I'm gonna make a video explaining the basis of Camp O'Hara next not next sometime in February because there's something that I want to do special for that video, so sometime in February. But yeah, that's a whole nother thing for another day. But yeah, it's like, yeah, man. I'm so sorry about the damn like stops in when I'm speaking. I do that on purpose sometimes, but sometimes it's just me catching up with my thoughts because you know sometimes when your mouth moves too fast, you kind of have to like linger on a word so that your mind can catch up to what you're saying for a few minutes. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, and then getting, I want to end up eventually, I want to have my own island, that I have like an animal sanctuary on. That's like my final goal in life. Besides from everything else that I strive to do, um, a lot of things that I strive to do have to consist of business and stuff like that. Like one of my main goals is that I want to be the world's first modern day trillionaire, which sounds like crazy, but I believe I can do it. I believe in the plan that I have set out for myself. I believe that with enough effort and with God by me at all times, I can accomplish it, and no one can tell me otherwise. Unless God tells me otherwise, but yeah. But yeah, man, that's part of. I guess that's probably gonna where I'm gonna end this video. Because once again, I don't want this to be like a really long video. I'm gonna have to edit a few parts out. So yeah, man, this is the end of the video. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that nutty bell. It sounds so stupid to say, but I gotta say it. And then I need to put it in my damn description. I'm gonna put the link to my what's it called, to my Instagram. I'm gonna put a photo of it right here, and then I'm gonna put a link to it in the description below. And yeah, check me out over there. That's where I post most of my art. I just posted a video. I just posted a piece of art yesterday. I'm thinking of starting to like post some gym clips on there. I'm also gonna start posting some shorts over here, just to try and like broaden my main way, I guess, whatever and all that. But yeah, pretty much, yeah. So I need to work on an intro. I need to get my editor to work on an intro. I don't have like an editor, but like yeah, whatever. Anyway, peace, and remember, the world may be always kicking you down, but at the end of the day, you're the one living your life. That didn't come out as well as I wanted it to. I was just trying to throw something together that was gonna like sound cool, but yeah, I'm gonna just end the video. See y'all niggas later.